What it is, y'all, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with another Konosuba video. Now, the recent change over to Sessisoft has changed quite a few things. In fact, one of the things I didn't really talk about, but if we go here into the notes and we go under the update, you will notice that we just got level 9 essays released for all of the mainline characters. Collab characters and some other characters aren't quite involved in this, but we got obviously we got Aqua, we've got Iris, we got Kameko, we got Cecily, we got basically all of the mainline units had their essays updated from level 5 to level 9. So there's going to be some really, really substantial changes to these units. They're going to hit a lot harder. They're going to do a lot more. It's very, very good stuff. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. Because while I do like covering a lot of the good things, there's one big change from Sessisoft that I think has been a major nerf to the game, especially the free-to-play player. So I got a comment the other day asking where are all the daily missions. And well, honestly, if we go over here to missions, all our normal daily missions are actually still right here, with a few minor exceptions. If you remember before, if we close this out, right up top here, we always had a little button we could press. And we also had this, I hate to say it was annoying, but it was a really annoying menu that popped up and was very aggressive whenever you started the game. But you could go over here and you could get tons of quartz. And I mean tons of quartz, just for doing normal daily stuff. And about all you guys, like we're talking about the Veneer's quest, the daily quest, the weekly quest, things like that. There were tons of stuff over here. And one of the things that I personally enjoyed, if we go back over to the main quests here, is whenever we got a new chapter dropped, like we got part 3, chapter 5 right now, this chapter would come with a special mission that would let you acquire quartz just for basically completing this in a timely fashion. But really, right now, it doesn't feel like that's a thing. I just simply don't see it here. Now, there's a little main story button here up top. Maybe I've never paid much attention to this. But yeah, that just takes us over to the main stories that I kind of expected. So, the honest answer here is, guys, if we go back out to the main page, you will notice that since we are lacking that, that event button up top, we very simply do not have some of those other missions. Now, I've checked before. I've looked over here in the menu. The menu really hasn't changed at all, best I can tell. There's not much here as far as, you know, daily updates and things like that. So, really, right now, the amount of quartz that you can acquire, well, pretty good, is nowhere near what it was before. Now, we've always been, I don't want to say critical, but honestly there is a certain level of criticism that I've held over the game for having some frankly pretty abysmal rates. I know quite a few people that started the game and like immediately dropped it because the recruitment rates were really, really bad. But my counterpoint to that has always been you could wait for units that really matter and then summon and then, you know, save quartz and go crazy. In fact, we talked about that yesterday with the summoning, or 2 days ago at this point, with the summons and all that stuff. There's ways that you can save and accrue and you know, really squirrel away a lot of quartz for a rainy day. But a lot of that relied on the daily quartz intake. But really right now, about the only way you have to get quartz is the little, you know, watch an ad, get quartz, gets like 100 quartz or something like that. And just the standard general missions plus whatever else you're running on top of it. So as far as daily quartz, we have the 100 out there, and we got 15 here. 150 quartz a day is not a lot. Now, we do have monthly logins, and unfortunately we can't really check it right now. We'd have to log out and log back in order to really look at all those monthly logins and things like that. But the reality is, short of all that, we are lacking some of that quartz intake. So one of my honest to goodness fears here is that we might come to a point with this game if Sessisoft doesn't bring those back, which, once again, they took over the game, 5 days ago? You know, like, they've got some, we're going to give them some time, obviously. I'm not giving up the game yet. I'm still very much enjoying the game. The stories are hilarious. And I love Konosuba as a franchise in general. But this is one of those things that I desperately would like to see them fix, because if we don't have a way to actually accrue a good amount of quartz, you know, without a free-to-play life for some players, there's not... I don't want to say there's no way for the game to survive, because obviously there's lots of games out there that strictly rely on whales. But you're also talking about, you know, I'm not trying to call anybody out here, but there's obviously tiers of popularity, I'll say, because we do play one of the games that I specifically going to call out. But there's tiers of popularity in the form of franchises, and Konosuba very good. I love it. I don't know anybody who doesn't love it. But let's be frank, it just doesn't kind of align itself with a lot of those, let's call them shonen styles. So, while I do believe that the game definitely still has a lot of leg room and can definitely do its thing, I really enjoy the game, and I really hope that I hope that Sessisoft picks this back up and really makes it work. Because we do need more quartz. Like, I'm going to be frank here. One of the things that I have touted about gacha games in the past, especially right now when you've got so many countries that are moving to ban whale exclusive games, you have to have some kind of free-to-play life. Without a free-to-play life, to attract players, you're not going to attract enough of the whales. A game has to have a certain level of popularity to attract the whales. And it seems counterintuitive, but the honest answer here is there are some people out there that they don't mind, like me. I don't mind spending money on a game. I'm not going to go crazy, but I really do like to support the franchises that I love, hence why we make content on some of these games that I really do enjoy. But the true honest answer here is if you don't have a free-to-play life, if you can't attract free-to-play players, you're going to have a really, really, really hard time in the long run, and you really have to respect that dichotomy. There has to be a balance here. There has to be, okay, we give enough away to... Man, it's going to sound super predatory to say it this way, but you have to give a certain amount away to attract the people that want to give you their income. It's just kind of economics 101. You know, give a little bit, and you'll attract enough people that will. Man, I'm not making this sound any better, but the reality is, we need a way to make more daily free-to-play quartz. They need to bring back those missions. Now, I fully believe that they will do it at some point, but right now, it looks a little discouraging, especially, like I said, on the back of those missions that we would get, because it would be 300 quartz per one of these missions. I think it was 300. It was a lot. It was a ton of quartz. There was some like 6,000 quartz you would get just for completing all of these. Now, you will still get quartz. You know, you'll get the standard amount of quartz, but the extra missions really made this worthwhile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Am I being too harsh? Am I being too fair? Am I being too honest? That's just the way I see it, and I really do hope that Sessisoft understands that what's missing and is able to bring it back to the game, because I think this was one of those things that was really integral to the free-to-play life. And like I said, without a free-to-play life, you're going to have a really hard time attracting the kind of customer base. You know, people want to play a popular game. They don't want to play a game where none of their friends are playing. So of the standard gacha player, a very small margin are going to be spending substantial sums on a game like this. So for every, I don't know, dozen or so players, you might have one player that's going to spend good amounts of money. Maybe the other, you'll have players will drop $20-$30 here or there. But the reality is, when you're asking people to drop uber gobs of money, you really, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've gone back and looked at how much I've spent in a given year and gone, how many PlayStations is that? It is what it is. I mean, it's the life I've chosen, and I'm not demagoguing that. But the reality is there needs to be more free-to-play life in this in order to attract more people. More people means more whales, and it just compounds. And there needs to be some kind of give and a take on that. And I kind of feel like we're missing that at the moment, so I'm really hoping that that gets resolved. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, comment, share. We'll continue to cover this. Just really spitballing my thoughts here. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys on the next Konosuba video.